Well, I am Divyesh Bhandari and I have been born and brought up in Bangalore. And the director who's behind the camera has asked me to say something about myself. Well, I think I am a very introverted person. I love musical theatre. I'm an extremely spiritual person, I would say. I love to meditate and just do sort of work that motivates others and mainly musical theatre that inspires others, touches lives, and helping people benefit through the arts has sort of been my calling. And yeah, that's who I am. So, Imbroglio Productions is sort of my baby, and how it came into shape is actually a very silly incident. I would say that in 2011, I was interning with a production company in Bangalore, and they were an extremely well known production house in Bangalore. So, I thought I'm going to learn a lot out of it. But when I interned with them, they were extremely unprofessional and not would not keep up with time. So all of that actually made me think that if this is one of the best production houses in Bangalore and this is the kind of work they do, then I probably can do a better job on my own. So actually that was sort of my motivation and my inspiration to start Embroidery Productions. We went on to do our first show in 2012, which was at that time India's first licensed Disney show choir show. And we had taken songs from various musicals, Lion King, Aladdin, Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera, and weaved our own story, our own script around these Disney and non-Disney songs. And it was a very beautiful story of how and where we can find happiness. So that was our first production in 2012. So I was actually, or I still am actually, a very introverted person. But the arts always inspired me. Musical theatre and the process of just seeing a huge musical with music and dance and drama come alive on stage with 100, 200, 300 people gave me so much joy. The motto or the vision or the mission statement of Imbroglio sort of started off with the meaning of the word imbroglio itself, which means the chaos that leads to creation. And in the modern day, it means an embarrassing situation or confusion, and it has multiple other meanings. But in the archaic sense, imbroglio used to and means the chaos that leads to creation. So whenever we are in an artistic process of creating something, whether it's musical theater, whether it's dance, whether it's drama, and all of that, there's a lot of chaos that leads to that final product of creation that we see on stage. And there's a lot of it's a journey to get to that creation. So therefore, that inspired me to name the company Imbroglio. And it also so happens that when the company was launching, I had written a book which is also called Imbroglio: The Chaos That Creates. And so the launch of the company's first show and the launch of the book happened on the same day, 12th May 2012. So that's why the company is called Imbroglio Productions. Though it has a G, the G is silent. People say Imbroglio, and I think this is a good platform for me to tell them that it's Imbroglio and not Imbroglio. Basically, our message has been to do musicals and to do theatre which is extremely good quality and also has a message at the end of it. And even during my school days, we used to do an annual production, an annual music every year. So that sort of, I think, got me into the arts. And after I completed my sort of PCMB in my plus two level, then I went on to pursue arts and English and theatre in my master's level as well. And a lot of musicals then stayed on with me, which I wanted to continue doing. And so then we started taking licenses and we started writing our own musicals and just trying to come up with projects which had music, dance, and drama in it. So we did India's first show choir show. Very recently, we did India's first Michael Jackson show, which was so we got rights for a few Michael Jackson songs, and then again we weaved sort of a storyline around those songs, and we had that production that happened very recently. I think 2013 we did something called the Bangalore Peace Project, and I had no idea what shape and to what extent this Bangalore Peace Project would affect my work later. When I was studying in the UK, I remember going for a meditation course. And when I had gone to this meditation center, there was someone from the World Peace Flame organization that had come there, at this spiritual meditation center as well. And when we were meditating, she happened to mention this World Peace Flame, which was a very unique concept, a flame that was lit in various continents, in Africa, in Australia, in America, and then this all these flames were merged together to create something called the World Peace Flame, which is still burning continuously for I think over a decade in the Netherlands. And so we wanted to launch this World Peace Flame as a concept of peace through the Peace Project in Bangalore in India. And I was extremely fortunate that the Peace Project was graced by Dr. Ratan Mohini, or who is very lovingly at the Brahma Kumari's World Spiritual University called Dadi Ratan Mohini, and she's a doctor as well. And so she had come down to this for this occasion in Bangalore when we launched the World Peace Flame, and we had a lot of peace poetry competitions. We had something called Pixels of Peace, which was a photography competition. And the most important part of this project was something called the Inner Peace Education Program that was conducted for over 7,000 people in Bangalore. And then the launch of the World Peace Flame happened with a grand cultural showcase and also a competition at one of the amphitheaters in Bangalore. So that was one of our important projects that sort of got us out into the market commercially, if I'm saying. And I remember one very unique thing from this project when Dadi had come down for this project, and when the World Peace Flame was being lit in Bangalore, she said this project will go to various parts of the country. And I had no thought or mission to take this project anywhere out of Bangalore, because Imbroglio is a Bangalore-based company. But after she said that, we got offers from Delhi, we got offers from Calcutta, we got offers from Bombay, and then the Delhi Peace Project and the Kolkata Peace Project and the Mumbai Peace Project started to happen. So just the power of a positive thought, the power of someone's blessings really worked wonders for us, I believe. And I think it is her grace that helped the company flourish and got us so much more work, and we could touch so many more lives after that, especially children, because I think they benefited a lot through this peace project. The concept was that India was a golden bird and India will become a golden bird again, and we showed that on stage through dance and drama. I remember in 2012 when we were running around to find rights, to do our show, which was called Dreams, the first show choir that we had done. And we had written to Disney asking for a few songs that if we could use some of the Disney songs in our musical. And they said, that you're the first company that is asking for license to do these songs. And I was shocked when they said that, because I had grown up seeing musicals in Bangalore, which were Disney musicals. And so when they said that, I was a little taken aback. But as we had the word from them, it was the first license that they were granting in India, where someone had taken license for songs to be performed in Bangalore and, of course, in India. So that was sort of our connect with Disney. And then after that, we even wrote to them multiple times when we used their songs and obtained permission from Disney. Choosing a special project when everything is your baby becomes like choosing one special baby out of all your babies. I think one which is extremely close to my heart is something that we did, I think in 2017-18, which was called Hoga Kal Sunera. So it was a Hindi musical, and that was our first Hindi musical. And when we did that musical, we had folk songs from all states across India, and we had beautiful dance sequences, and it was an original musical that was written for the production. And the best part of that production was that Doordarshan decided to air that production worldwide. And I remember Doordarshan India had become quite famous that time, and they had their channels running in 147 countries across the globe. And they offered us that, we would like to play this particular musical of yours on Independence Day, immediately after the Prime Minister's address. So immediately after the Prime Minister's address on 15th of August in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, the musical was telecast globally. And that musical was so unique, and it touched so many lives. I still remember the children having tears in their eyes, and they were extremely motivated, inspired by the music, by the dance sequences. So many of them went on to pursue music and dance after after the musical actually happened. And just the process and that journey was so memorable for them that they enjoyed it a lot. We have had shows or sort of the Peace Project happening in Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Bangalore. So these have been our locations of work mainly, and most of the work has happened in Bangalore. And I think we've done about 10 to 15 musicals along with the Peace Project and all of that that we have had, and a few original musicals that were written by Jenny George, who is now in Canada, and she wrote some of the musicals that we had done and which went out to be extremely successful in Bangalore. Uh, so yeah, about 10 to 15 projects, shows. When I started off in 2012, it was only my thought, and then two great people who I met at Christ University when I was studying there, Jenny George and Tarini Srinivas, joined in for our first show. And from there on, Jenny continued to work with us and help us out with various other projects. And she was sort of the backbone of various projects that we did over the years. So a big thank you to her. She's now in Canada, wanting to pursue her wanting to pursue her career in musical theatre. And yeah, that's how the company started, and we just kept moving forward with the process of doing good work and quality entertainment with the message. And I think God has been kind and that has worked. So I think you can have a look at our work. I think on our website would be imbroglioproductions.org would be the ideal place. We are not very good with having updated our work on Instagram and Facebook, and it doesn't look very nice and aesthetically pleasing like it does for many artists. But I think our website will give you a good idea into what our work looks like.